I'm Mr. Jacobs, and I teach economics in the sixth form here at Chesham. Back when Bill Clinton was President of the United States, he had a sign above his door during the campaign, and it said, "It's the economy, stupid." It was suggesting that although many people have many concerns in life generally, that when it comes to it, when people walk into a polling station and they're voting for a political party, more than anything, they're thinking, will my job be safe? Is the economy running well? Is the government running the economy well? If you're going to be in the future paying bills and working in the economy around us, you're going to be wanting to know that your job's safe, and you'll be wanting to know the language of management, which is what we teach in economics. To find out a little bit more about the subject, I've brought along a couple of exam papers. There will be 3 exams, they're all 2 hours long. There's paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. The first one, I brought it along here, this was last year's, and this was asking, first of all, you have to do a data response question. You get given some information here, and you do have to feel comfortable with graphs. And then there were some questions here based upon, here it was about the banking sector in Britain. The banking sector managed to crash the entire economy in 2008, and we were only just coming out of that before COVID arrived. Then the next question after that on a data response was about the privatisation of British Rail. Should companies such as British Rail and the electricity industry and many other industries that used to be run by the government, should they be run by private companies, or should they be run, as I say, in the private sector? And there are 4 questions based upon that. First one, just refer to the data. Second one, explain what it's telling us. And then finally it comes down to number 8, where you have to evaluate a question. And then paper 2, this question is, or macroeconomics, is about how the whole economy works. This is about trade wars and protectionism. President Trump, for instance, has been putting on tariffs on all sorts of products going into America. I don't know if he's still the president. We're still in a state of shock and wonder over that at the moment. This is protectionism in Brazil, and is there any argument, as we leave the EU, for putting on tariffs on imports coming into Britain or indeed around the world? The next question is about UK fiscal policy and taxation. Now, at the moment, Britain has got a huge budget deficit, and the national debt is colossal. It's going to have amazing consequences for you and your generation. For instance, if I took a £50 note here and I put it down, and then I put 10 £50 notes on top of each other, that would be, what, £500? And that would go up about 1 millimetre. If I put another 90 on top of there, so it went up 1 centimetre, that would be worth £5,000. Now I wonder how big the national debt of us, the taxpayer, the UK government, currently is. Well, if 1 centimetre is worth £5,000, how high, if I was to put the UK national debt in £50 notes on top of each other, how far up do you think that would go? I asked that at a class the other day, and they said, oh, this was not an economics class, and they said, 2 metres, 3 metres, 5 metres, as high as a house? Well, actually, the UK national debt would not only go above 5 metres and above a house, it would then go up as high as the Shard in London, our tallest building in London. It would then continue going up, up, up. It would go higher than the Burj Khalifa, and then it would go up, 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 up. It would go above where planes fly. It would continue going up. It would leave the Earth's orbit. It would go past the International Space Station, and it would go, in fact, 10 times higher than the International Space Station, which is orbiting the Earth. The UK national debt of £2 trillion is an issue and a problem that not many people know about, but boy is it going to have an influence on you and your future life. Then paper 3, also 2 hours. First of all, you have to do some multiple choices, and I do have to say, if you feel uncomfortable with graphs, or uncomfortable with sort of fairly simple maths, but you do have to feel comfortable with percentages and so on. If you don't feel comfortable with that, economics is probably not for you. For instance, you know, the graphs are not too difficult to follow, and the maths isn't too difficult, but if you're good with words, I mean, you do have to be good with words, because you do have to write essays. If you're good with words, but you feel really uncomfortable with numbers, you might be best off looking for another subject. So there are 30 multiple choice questions, and then there is an extended data response. And this particular data response question that you had to write about here was all about living standards. I'll leave that to one side. We had a very serious recession after 2008, and then the economy was picking up, and now we've got COVID-19, which is crashing the economy, and what will the consequences of that be in the future? These are the sorts of questions that you have to answer. So, if you're interested in current affairs, you want to know what's going on in the world, you want to know how the world works in terms of businesses and governments and trade, this could well be the subject for you. I'm a fairly traditional teacher. I stand at the front, I tell you what you need to know, I expect you to make the notes, I will then test you on it, you'll have to write some essays, so you do have to write very well, but you do have to refer to numbers and data as well to exemplify your answers. More than anything though, you have to be able to pay attention, you have to have a curious mind, and you have to have some interest in current affairs. If that could be you, then this is a new subject, and it could be the subject for you. Economics has got a fantastic reputation both at universities and in the workplace. If you've got a degree in economics, you can talk about how the world works, you could go far.